The first day is over. You have 9 more left to work very hard. To get the best result of your stay here, you have to work very hard, diligently, ardently, patiently, but persistently, continuously. It is your own hard work which will give you the best fruits of your stay here. Nothing else. Your own hard work. From morning 4, 4:30 till night 9, 9:30, you have to keep on working very diligently, continuously. Of course, every evening from 1 to 1.5 hours, there will be these Dhamma talks. And understand they are not for any kind of an intellectual entertainment. They are just for you to understand the technique, what it is, how you have to work. Without understanding the technique, although you may work very hard, very diligently, but you may not work properly. And if you don't work properly, you can't expect the results, the good results that everyone gets by practicing this technique. So these evening talks are to understand how this technique wants you to work, and then work accordingly. You started your work, observing respiration, the incoming breath, the outgoing breath, as it comes in naturally, as it goes out naturally. This is not a breathing exercise. You are not supposed to control your breath, not supposed to regulate your breath. This is not the practice of what is called pranayama, where it is necessary to regulate the breath. Different techniques have different peculiarities, specialities. We are not here to condemn other techniques, but while you are here to give a fair trial to this technique, you are here to give full justice to this technique, you must understand the speciality of this technique, the peculiarity of this technique, and adhere to this peculiarity and work exactly as this technique wants you to work. Don't try to regulate your breath, natural breath. If it is deep, you are aware, it is deep. If it is shallow, you are aware, it is shallow. If it passes through the left nostril, you are aware, it is passing through the left nostril. If it passes through the right nostril, you are just aware, it is passing through the right nostril. If it is passing through both the nostrils simultaneously, you are just aware, passing through both the nostrils simultaneously. That's all. Don't interfere with the natural flow of the breath. Let the nature play its own role. And your role is just observe. Just observe the reality as it is. Not as you would like it to be, but as it is. This is the speciality of this technique. You start by observing the breath as it is. Pure breath, bare breath, nothing else but breath. I know with the experience of thousands of students who come to the courses that the first day is a difficult day. Some complain about pains in the leg or ache in the back or headache or this discomfort or that discomfort. Natural. One basic reason is that your body and your mind, both, have become prisoners of their own habit pattern of life. Now we are doing something to which they are not accustomed. So they start resenting, they start revolting. The body starts revolting. I don't like it. The mind starts revolting. I don't like it. So you feel very uncomfortable. Natural. But that is one reason, a minor reason. The major reason of your discomfort is this technique itself. Because you started working exactly as this technique wants you to work, these difficulties, discomforts, inconveniences have started manifesting themselves. Because you started observing natural breath, normal breath, bare breath, nothing but breath. There are many techniques where along with the awareness of the breath, you are asked to recite any word mentally. Recite a word, a mantra, a phrase. Keep on repeating it mentally, keep on repeating it mentally. Mental verbalization. It helps. I know with my own experience, because I have passed through that process. And I also heard from many others who have this experience, and therefore I accept it, that if you add some word and start repeating it, any word, along with the awareness of breath, your mind calms down easily. It gets concentrated easily. Similarly, there are techniques where along with the awareness of the breath, one is asked to visualize, imagine a shape, a form, a shape or form of this god or that goddess, founder of this religion or that religion, in whom you have great deep respect and devotion. You keep on imagining that shape, that form. And again you will find that your mind is getting concentrated easily. Your discomforts are passing away. Mind is quietening, becomes more and more tranquil. gets more and more concentrated. Knowing this with my own experience and also the experience of so many others, and yet I say, don't use any verbalization, don't use any visualization, just observe the breath, bare breath, nothing but breath. Why? There must be some valid reasons for that, and there are valid reasons. To understand that, first it should be clear as to what is the goal of this technique of meditation. What is the aim? If the aim of the meditation was to get the mind concentrated, to calm down the chattering mind, well, certainly one must use some kind of verbalization or some kind of visualization or imagination. Nothing wrong. But so far as this technique is concerned, concentration of the mind, quietening the mind, is just an aid, a means. This is not the final goal. The final goal is to purify the mind. And purify the mind not just at the surface level, but purify the mind at the deepest level, the root level. To change the behavior pattern of the mind, the present behavior pattern, which keeps on remaining agitated all the time. Something unwanted happens in the life, and they keep on happening. One starts tying knots, starts building up tensions, starts generating negativities. Something wanted does not happen in the life. Some obstacle has come. And again one starts tying knots, building up tensions, starts generating negativities, anger, hatred, ill will, animosity, etc., etc. Tying knots all the time. One has become a bundle of knots, Gordian knots. So tense. The entire physical structure, so tense. The entire mental structure, so tense. At times at the surface level, you try to relax. Try to relax your body, try to relax your mind. It is helpful. But you never know that at the depth level, there is a constant tension going on, constant agitation going on. Because constant tying of knots is going on, constant generating of negativity is going on. That makes one so miserable, so miserable. How to come out of this misery? This technique will help you to go to the depth of the reality of your mind and matter structure and realize the truth about it and understand at the experiential level how and where you started generating negativity, how and where you started multiplying the negativity. That means you started generating your misery and started multiplying your misery. You must go to the source of your misery. Then only it will become possible for you to come out of this habit pattern where out of ignorance you don't want to remain miserable. You don't want to multiply your misery, and yet you remain miserable, and yet you keep on multiplying your misery because you are ignorant what is happening deep inside. You don't know. This technique will help you. All the saints and sages and seers of the past have said Know thyself. Know thyself. They became saints because they knew themselves. They passed through the process of exploring the truth about oneself. Know thyself not merely at the intellectual level, that won't help. Know thyself at the actual level, that means the experiential level. What is this to which I say I? This corporeal, physical, bodily structure, this mental structure, the combination of the two, is this I? Tremendous amount of attachment towards this physical structure, the mental structure, by identifying oneself with it as I. And the resultant misery. When you identify yourself with the matter and the mind, and you develop attachment towards it, you start becoming tense. You start